What's going on, guys? Proof here, and today I'm bringing you episode 6 of Cold Hard Proof. And for those that aren't aware, this is my series that covers combos that interest me, whether they're unique or strong or what have you. And today's combo is going to be a two-setter. I guess that's the word, double hitter, two of them. Featuring two ways to go about doing the double Restand Homura Raider combo from Murakumo, featuring their tech booster genius strategy support. And so first I'm gonna cover both of the combos. I'm gonna go over this little deck that I have a little bit. It's kind of pieced together, just featuring the main support cards to go about it. Actually, I'm not gonna highlight the deck today. I'm just gonna highlight the pieces necessary for both of the combos, and then I'm gonna set up the scenario, and then I'm going to feature both combos, and then I'm gonna cut to the charts and feature both of the charts as well. And so first we want to cover the main guy we want to enable in these combos, which is Homura Raider. Homura Raider says Counterblast 2, Persona Flip. If you have 2 or more cards in your G-Zone face up, until end of turn this unit gets Drive Check -1, and then it also gets a red text ability, which is important because this is how you enable the double Restand. At the end of the battle that this unit attacked the Vanguard, choose one of your rear guards. If you do, you may choose 3 of your rear guards with the same name as that unit and return them to your deck. If you return 3 units to your deck with this effect, stand this unit and shuffle your deck. So what this means is that as long as you can return 3 units to your deck after it attacks the Vanguard, you can keep doing the Restand. And as of now, there's two ways to be able to get Homura Raider to Restand twice, which is what we're going to cover. And so to help enable this, we have the Stride Heart, the Strider, Stride Break, Yasuie, and his Stride skill is Counterblast 1. During your turn when you stride, you may pay the cost. If you do, choose one of your rear guards, search your deck for up to 2 cards with the same name as that unit, call them to separate rear guard circles, shuffle your deck, and at the end of the turn they return back to the bottom of the deck. And so one way to go about featuring this combo is going to be through the use of Rune Star, the Amber clone here, and their new starter Fugen from the tech booster, which is, it has the Shadow Stitch, Generation Break 1. At the end of the battle that this unit attacked the Vanguard, if this unit is boosting, if the attack did not hit, choose an open rear guard in your back row and move this unit to that rear guard circle. If you moved it this way, stand it. And then it also has a rest ability that you can use to help put things back to the bottom. And the second way to go about it features dual weapon here, which says retire this unit at the end of the battle that this unit attacked the Vanguard. If the attack did not hit, you may pay the cost. If you do, choose one of your rear guard, one of your grade 1 or grade 3 rear guards, search your deck for up to 1 card with that same name, and return it to R, or call it to R, shuffle your deck, and at the end of the turn, put the unit called at the bottom, and Lake Diver here. And then the most, I guess I'm gonna say the most important card, because it's kind of like, since the combos are all important, the main thing you want to be able to enable, or one of the main things you want to be able to enable, is Yahabayashi. I have a hard time saying that. I call it Yasha for short. Yasha for short. And Yasha says Soul Blast 1. When this unit is placed on rear guard, you may pay the cost. If you do, until end of turn, this unit gets plus 2,000 power. And Shadow Stitch, which is at the end of the battle that this unit attacked the Vanguard. If the attack did not hit, countercharge 1, choose one of your units, and it gets plus 2,000 power until the end of turn. And then continuous, as long as you have a grade 4 or greater. Oh, I don't think that's right. I can't remember if it's grade 3 or grade 4. It could be a translation error. Actually, no, I see the 4 there. If you have a grade 4 or greater Vanguard with Yasuie in this card name, this card can attack Vanguard from the back row. So pretty much as long as you're Stride, and if you're on Tenma or regular grade 3 Yasuie, which is why the grade 3 is important on top of being able to clone for you, you'd be able to enable Yasha here. So I'm gonna cut over and set up the scenario, and I'm gonna feature both of them, and I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back with the first scenario featuring Fugen Runestar here. And as always with my scenarios, I set it up where your opponent, imagine if your opponent is at 5 damage without a PG and they need to guard everything out of hand. Or if they're in the fortunate case of facing Gurgwit from deck as well, but usually from hand. And 4 open counter blasts is what I normally have set up here. And to be able to fully enable this combo, if you have nothing else on the field here, this is mainly what you'll need right here. We got Runestar here, we got Hidden Scroll, which is their stand trigger, which helps you clone what he says. Put this unit on top of your deck, which is the cost. When this unit is placed on R, you may pay the cost if you do choose one of your rear guards, not named Hidden Scroll. Search your deck for up to 2 cards with the same name as that unit. Call them to separate rear guard. And until end of turn, and at the end of turn, put the unit's calls with this back to the bottom in any order. And then you're also gonna need, I'm gonna need one more. So let's see, open. Imagine we got the crit in here or some other way. Soul, because since Yasha requires soul, so you're gonna need some soul there for Yasha. You got your stride fodder, you got Yasha Biyashi in hand, and you got Runestar in hand. So this is mainly what you're gonna need to be able to pull off the combo, which is not a huge requirement at all, minus the fact that Runestar or Fugen's boost attack can't hit. So it needs to be, they need to be at 5 damage. So you're gonna stride, of course you already have a unit in here face up. Extra, not Doom Train, not Doom Train. Get Homura Raider. Stride. We're gonna activate Homura Raider. Counter blast 2. Flip 1 up. Then we're gonna call here. We're gonna call a Yasha here. We're gonna activate Yasha. Soul Blast. Get plus 2,000 power. Oops. Cut that off. And then we're gonna put Hidden Scroll down. And we're gonna activate Hidden Scroll, targeting the Yasha here. Put this on top. And you're gonna need to have at least 3 Yashas available. Because you want one in hand, you're gonna need to have at least 2 more in your deck available. So we got one here. We're gonna call. And then we got the second one here. We're gonna call. And then we're going to activate both of them. So we're going to Soul Blast 1 for each. I know I'm doing this out of order, but that's okay. Activate both of those. And then from here, your attack order is going to be Yasha going into Vanguard. And since you're on Yasuie here, these can attack from the back row. So Yasha number 2 attacks. And then if they don't hit, if this one doesn't hit, you can power up this one, and so on and so forth. So you can try to get a bigger stage of boost over here potentially. So this attacks, doesn't hit, we give 2,000 power to to Runestar here. Not 20,000. This Yasha attacks, doesn't hit, we give 2 more to this Fugen over here, or to this. Why would we keep calling you Fugen? You're Fugen. You're not. Fugen? No. Fugen? No. Okay. And then this one attacks, and then it doesn't hit again. We're going to give 2,000 more to Runestar here. And then from here, we attack with the Vanguard. I'm not going to drive check in this particular case, because I like to do this without assuming that triggers happen. And also, just fair warning, you can get your combo messed up by your drive checks, which is unfortunate, but it might be a risk you need to be willing to take. And so from there, after you do your twin drive, since you lose a drive check, you return these to your deck, and then you shuffle, and then Homura restands. And then from here, you attack with Rune Star boosted by Fugen. You use Rune Star skill to counterblast. Open your deck. You get out a second Rune Star here. And then this attack cannot hit. So once your opponent blocks it, Fugen activates, and you move Fugen over here behind this Rune Star, and now this Rune Star is active. And then you attack here for 14, counterblast 1 since it's being boosted, and you call out the last Rune Star. That's necessary. Wherever it might be, here it is. Called out right here. And then you attack again with your Vanguard. And then these three go back. You shuffle, restand, and then you attack once more. And so ideally you're going to get your 3 attacks here from Yasha, 1 from the Vanguard after these 3, restand, 1 more here, 1 more here for 6, and then 2 more from the Vanguard for 8. And so I'm going to pause the video, and then I'm going to set up the second scenario featuring dual weapon, and then I'll be right back with that. Alright, I'm back with the second combo. One thing I forgot to mention for the last combo and for this combo as well, for Yasha, it doesn't need to be called from hand. It just helps to be able to call from hand and for sakes of being able to attack for powers. So if it's already on the field, how do I word it? If it's already on the field, you won't be able to give it power through its skill, but you'll still be able to clone it for Yasuie. So if the subsequent copies don't hit, you can still pass power to the one that was already on the field, so you can still help it reach the 11k benchmark to be able to hit the opposing Vanguard. So it isn't necessary for it to be in hand. It can be on the field as long as it survives through your opponent's turn. So if you're facing things like Kagero and whatnot, you don't want it to be in hand, or you don't want it to be on the field, you want it to be in hand. And so from there, we're going to feature the second combo, which is featuring Lake Diver and dual weapon here. The difference between, you'll see. I'm going to stride here, open, get the Homura Raider again. We're going to activate, flip 1. We'll call here, we'll activate Yasha, give it the 2k, call, activate, get the other 2 Yasha, same as before. These are hard to find, they don't stand out as much as other cards. Here's one, call here, same as before. Soul Blast these. Give it 2k. And then call. And then just as before, attack. Bottom. Shuffle. Attack with Homura Raider, get your twin drive action going. Well, I did that in the wrong order. Attack first, then return, and now you restand. And then from here, if your opponent is at 5 damage, you can attack with these 2, or you can attack with dual weapon boosted by Lake Diver. If your opponent is at 4 damage and they can take a damage, you want to attack with dual weapon unboosted. So if you attack here, the attack doesn't hit, you retire him, target Lake Diver, open your deck, grab a Lake Diver, and then counterblast 1 for Lake Diver and call Lake Diver here. And if you have, you can in the instance that you don't boost with dual weapon here, and you have 4 counterblasts open, and you have the last Lake Diver available, you can counterblast one. Well, or when this one comes down, you can counterblast one and grab two as opposed to one. It can also help for deck thinning purposes. And so you'll attack here, and then attack here if the option is here, and then attack with Vanguard. Do your twin drive, return, restand, and then attack again. And of course, if your Yashas are Shadow Stitched, they can pass power to your dual weapon column to help it hit for a number if your opponent is at 5 damage. And so those are the two ways to do the combos. I'm going to pause the video, I'm going to come back with the charts, and then we're going to close out this episode. Be right back. Alright, I'm back with the chart, and you see me updating this, and that's because right when I got done recording the other part, I realized that Yasha can power up your Vanguard with its Shadow Stitch ability. So in the assumption or the scenario where all three of them are Shadow Stitch and they don't hit, they can power up your Vanguard to reach 32,000 power, giving it plus 6,000 apiece. And this will help force shield by increase shield force by 15,000 because it's extra 5,000 per attack and your Vanguard attacks 3 times. And so that helps out a lot in terms of being able to get that push through power you need. And so I'm sure somebody that's been watching this has been like, Proof, why are you not giving it to the Vanguard? You know what powers up the Vanguard? It says units, it doesn't say rear guard. And I'm sorry. Oh, I'm learning something new every day, and definitely learning as I go on some of these things sometimes. And so, as you can see from the first scenario numbers, you can end up forcing 133,000 in shield in the instance that all your Yashas are Shadow Stitched and your Vanguard gets the power from Yasha not hitting. And so that's a lot. It's not the highest in terms of Cold Hard Proof history. I think that belongs to Neo Nectar or Nova Grappler from the previous episodes because of restand shenanigans from Nova Grapplers, and then just the pure power of Katrina, Column, Bloom, numbers, and everything like that. But this is the first combo featuring a triple Vanguard attack in this case on the show, and so that's something to be proud of. And then in the second combo, let me bring it on over here. In the second combo, you can end up forcing 138,000 in shield in the instance that you can boost up dual weapon if they're at 5 damage, or you can lose or break even with the previous combo with Lake Diver, with the secondary Lake Diver column of 133,000, which I didn't account for here, in the sense that if you have the Lake Diver available and you don't boost up dual weapon and you call out 2 more with the one you call out from dual weapon's ability. So you can either improve upon it or you can break even. And the second scenario is a little easier on the resources because you only need 3 counterblasts unflipped to pull it off successfully, whereas the first scenario you need 4 available. So both of them can be achieved. I don't know if one is necessarily easier than the other. The second scenario is easier on the resources itself, but they both have the ability to be messed up by your drive checks, which is unfortunate, but you definitely have to weigh the option if you're going for this particular combo in the latter stages of the game. So with that brings us to the end of this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed. Look out for more content. I'm thinking of more things to do, and give me a like, comment, subscribe. Give me ideas for combos you want me to feature on this show. And until next time, guys, peace. Be easy.